Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around, love is in the air. Every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish, don't know if I'm being wise, but it's something that I must believe in, and it's there when I look in your eyes. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Oh, 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 oh.
Lovely show. Thanks for joining us. This has been On Request Friday. You've been fabulous. So many texts. Thank you for your texts. Thanks to all our callers. Michelle Visage on the way. And then you've got Adele Robertson for Spoonie, which will be fabulous. Have a great weekend. I'll see you from Tuesday. Hey, stay gorgeous.
This is Radio 2.
On BBC Sounds.
And on your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 2.
BBC News at 7 o'clock. This is Justine Green. The BBC has seen emails which show warnings over the safety of OceanGate's Titan submersible were repeatedly dismissed by the head of the company. Stockton Rush, who was one of the 5 men who died when the craft imploded as it dived to the Titanic, was told that it should not be used until it had been classified by an independent body. Mr. Rush responded that he was tired of safety arguments being used to stop innovation. The warnings were issued by an expert in deep-sea exploration, Rob McCallum.
If you steer away from sound engineering principles, which are all based on hard-won experience, there is a price to pay. And it's a terrible price. So it should never be allowed to happen again. It shouldn't have been allowed to happen this time.
The police watchdog has said that handheld metal detectors could be introduced by forces across the country after a man was found guilty of murdering a custody sergeant with a gun he'd hidden. Louis de Souza shot Sergeant Matt Ratner in a holding cell in Croydon in September 2020. Stuart Cundy, who's a Deputy Assistant Commissioner at Scotland Yard, says Sergeant Ratner was respected by everyone, including people he'd locked up.
The detainees that he had previously cared for, some of those came back to the custody centre, to Wimble Road, to pass on their own respects. And I think that's the mark of the man who cared deeply for others, has left a lasting legacy across policing.
The British Medical Association has warned that new strike dates announced by junior doctors in England will form the longest single walkout by medics in the history of the NHS. The action is due to take place between the 13th and 18th of July as part of demands for better pay. The government says its offer of 5% is fair and reasonable. Our health correspondent Smita Mundasad says the strikes could trigger a fresh wave of stoppages.
Consultants, senior doctors, are being balloted right now on strikes that could happen on the 20th and the 21st of July, so just days after the junior doctor strike ends. Nurses too, the Royal College of Nursing is consulting its members over future strikes as well, so this pay dispute is far from over.
Banks and building societies have pledged to offer further support to homeowners struggling with rising mortgage rates after holding talks with the Chancellor Jeremy Hunt. They've agreed to delay repossessions without consent by at least 12 months and be more flexible on switching terms. Opposition parties say the measures don't go far enough. Foo Fighters are playing a surprise set at the Glastonbury Festival. The US rock band took to the Pyramid stage around 45 minutes ago, performing in a slot that had been billed as the Churn-Ups. And the weather remaining cloudy in the north and west with spells of rain, drier and clearer elsewhere, and overnight lows of 16 Celsius in Edinburgh, Cardiff and Belfast, and 15 in London. BBC News, it's 3 minutes past 7.
Radio 2.
Now,
Let story time commence.
it's BBC Radio 2. Michelle Visage.
Mama's here. Let's go, girls.